Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel Made with Love. My name is Heather and today is Tuesday, December 14th, 2021, and today is day 7 of my 12 days of Christmas baking. First, I just want to apologize. My videos the last week or so have not been uploading properly like every day. I think my last one I did was on Thursday. Friday my laptop crashed. I spent 3 days with no laptop. I finally got it back. I'm trying to get my stuff uploaded, so I'm just gonna do today's video, get this one uploaded, and then I will backtrack and get my Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday videos up. So just, last week I had some technical issues with my laptop. I was having trouble uploading every day. I kind of had a couple days where my laptop would just not work. So I finally just had to take it in. It was in for about 3 days, so now I'm gonna get it up. I'm gonna get today's video uploaded, and then I will just, I said I've got all my videos I've been working on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Mondays. That's 4 more videos I've been doing. Just not able to upload, not having the laptop with me. So I'm just gonna do today's video and then get everything else uploaded right away. So today I am going to be making my white chocolate berry and nut fudge. So I'm just gonna turn my camera on the other side of my kitchen so you can see what I am doing. Alright, so I just have my makeshift double boiler here. So I've got my pot. It's just less than half full and the water's now boiling, and I'm just taking a glass Pyrex dish that just kind of fits in on top. This doesn't fit. This one's okay. I have another glass one that I prefer. I just couldn't find that one today. Now the water is not touching the bottom of the bowl, so that's good. So to this I am going to melt about 2 cups of white chocolate chips. You can melt in the microwave, but I like especially the white chocolate, I find just works so much better melting in the double boiler. And then once this starts to get melted, then I also have, because I don't know if this is going to be quite enough chocolate chips, because I really like the really thick fudge. I'm just going to get this to melt. I also have some chopped chunks of the actual chunks of the white chocolate, and there's about 5 pieces here. Just trying to use up whatever is left in my pantry. Like I said, so this is a mix of regular size and mini white chocolate chips. So I'm just gonna get this to melt. Suddenly this does not want to melt. It usually melts a lot faster than this. Maybe I just poured too much in at one time. I don't know. I'm just gonna turn the stove back up and the heat back on a little bit. That might help. So that's all I'm going to do is I'm just going to melt my white chocolate chips, and I'll be back when they get more melted, because I just don't know how long this is going to take. Sometimes it's really fast, sometimes it takes a little longer. So I'll be right back. Alright, so now I've got the white chocolate all melted. That took about 4 minutes to get it all melted. I'm just going to get a different spatula. Just give me a minute. Okay, some of my spatulas are on the wrong handle. Excuse me. I was sanitizing all my kitchen utensils, and I took all the handles off of all the spatula part off of the handle part, and they were all just soaking, and I guess a few got switched around, so they're on the wrong handles, so they're not staying in place. So now to this I'm going to add sweetened condensed milk. I thought I had it opened already. I guess I didn't. I'm going to add about half of this can because I want to make another fudge, and I think this might be my last can of condensed milk. So I also wanted to make a Reese's peanut butter fudge. So I'm just gonna use about half a can and give this a good mix. And then because this is my nuts and berry, so to this I am going to be adding, I've got cranberries and blueberries and peanuts. So I'm just going to grab my blueberries here. I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to add. I'm just going to do a quick couple handfuls here. There's 1, 2 handfuls of the blueberries. Just get this mixed in. And I'm going to do the same with the cranberries. Normally I'd measure it, but for nuts and berries, especially the berries, I like to just add what looks like a good consistency. You know, I could just, because usually, you know, you take your basic recipe of fudge and then it's about half a cup to a cup of whatever mix-ins you want to add. So, but I really like to add, you know, lots of berries. Excuse me. My allergies are just bothering me and it's just really hard to talk. I can just feel it in my throat. Okay, so I got the berries. Now I gotta add some peanuts. So I just have this small can of peanuts here. Well, that's what I had opened. I opened the peanuts. You can crush them or not. I like to keep them kind of more in halves. Like I'm just kind of going through my fingers, just kind of breaking them into the halves so you don't get like the big whole peanuts. You can crush them, but I kind of like having like some of this candy stuff with bigger pieces like that. I'm just gonna give this a good mix now too. Just get all this in here so we get good. So every bite you'll have a good amount of your cranberries, blueberries, and the peanuts. There. I'm just going to pour this into my prepared pan. Now I couldn't find my little thing. Like I said, I've been doing so much baking. I've got my dishes are just, you know, clean sink is full of dishes. The dirty side is full of dishes. So I just grabbed what I could find. So I have my little loaf pan. I'd love to put this in my 9x9 or 8x8 pan, but I just found, my little loaf pan. I'm not sure what size. It's just the basic loaf pan and a sheet of parchment paper. In there. And I'm just going to pour the fudge in. I'm just going to put this in the fridge. It should take about 3 hours to chill to where I can slice it. So I'm just going to press this into my container. I'll put this in my fridge for a few hours and I'll be back to show you what it looks like when I go to slice it. Alright, welcome back. As I'd said, I was also going to make the peanut butter fudge. So what I need for that is I've got half a can of condensed milk because it seems to be one of my last cans. I bought 7 cans and I know I have not made that many fudge, but I'm just gonna use like half a can of my condensed milk. I'm gonna use the bag of, this is the butterscotch chips, and I also have a bag of the baking mini Reese's pieces, as well as peanut butter, which I realized I forgot to grab. I grabbed it out of the pantry, but I put it on the other counter instead of the island where I was baking. So first thing I'm going to do is just going to open up the chocolate chips, or I guess the butterscotch chips. I'm going to see how many you get in a bag, because I've realized that when I made some of my other fudge, that the bags seem to be about the same size, but they're starting to melt. They were too close to the stove when I was melting the other ones, I guess. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly measure, because I know how many cups I need, and I've also realized that, you know, the bag seems the same size, but the weight is different, and I wasn't even paying attention to that. So I mean, when I was making my white, with my white chocolate chips the last week, I think it was, the bag was only 220 something grams, but yet the bag seemed the same as this. So I wish I would have measured it out. But, so first thing is I've got about 2 cups of my butterscotch chips. So I'm going to put this in the microwave and start melting it, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so the chocolate chips, the butterscotch chips are now melted. Now to this I'm going to add peanut butter, if I can get this open. Okay, I'm not measuring. I know I think it's like about half a cup of peanut butter, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. I really like it. My kids really like peanut butter, so you know, it was one of those things that when they were in school, they could not take peanut butter to school, any peanuts or nut stuff products to school. So anytime they could have peanut butter and it was at home, then they really went for it. So I'm just gonna put in a big blob, and I'm gonna put this back in the microwave just to melt the peanut butter a little more. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that was 2 30-second intervals to melt the chocolate chips, or I guess the butterscotch chips. I'm going to keep calling them chocolate chips. And it was 15 seconds more just to get the peanut butter a little bit melted, so it's all incorporated now. So now I'm going to add in the half a can of the condensed milk. This has to be sweetened condensed milk for this recipe, because this is a, I don't know, it's like a no-cook fudge recipe. Let's mix this in. There, it's starting to really thicken up already. This is starting to smell, it smells so good. This starts to, I'm trying to say, this is really starting to smell like the peanut butter cups. So as I mix it, it's starting to thicken up, which is what you want. Now I'm going to add this bag. It's the one I bought in the baking aisle. Because this is not a baking one, you can use just the regular candy pieces, but because I wasn't sure what type of fudge I was going to be making, if I'm making the no-bake one or the one that you have to bake, I just bought the Reese's Pieces that you buy in the baking aisle. This one says perfect for baking. I don't know if there's actually any difference in some products, having them in different aisles, if they just charge more putting them in the baking aisle. I'm going to pour in most of the bag. I'm going to save a little bit so I can just add some to the top of the fudge when I get it poured into the container. I kind of like these recipes too, where you can just basically, it's almost like a one bowl making these desserts sometimes, because I've got my 4-cup measuring cup here, which is big enough to put in your 2 cups of chocolate chips. You can stir in your condensed milk and then all your mix and stuff, and you don't have to pour it into multiple containers or multiple bowls like with some other recipes. Now I do have my pan, and I don't know if this is an 8x8 or a 9x9. It's not marked. I'm going to touch the parchment paper or wax paper or tin foil. I just like to line it with that. It makes it easier to get it out. Pour this into the pan. And again, this will go in the fridge for about 3 to 4 hours until it's chilled firm to where I can bring it out and slice it. Put this into the pan here. Then I've got the rest of the chips that are these Reese's Pieces that I didn't use, I'm just gonna sprinkle on top because I really like the, having the pieces inside is good, but I like to be able to see the candy on top as well, so I know which kind of fudge it is, especially when you make multiple kinds of fudge. Sometimes you forget what each fudge is. So if you save some of the candies and use the candies on the top, and then kind of let you know which ones you have made. And then of course I just went and I just pressed them all inside and just kind of buried some of them. That's okay. Just get a little more in this corner here. So that is my Reese's Pieces peanut butter fudge. So I'm going to put this in the fridge for a few hours. So I'll be back when I'm ready to slice both the fudge. Hey, alright, welcome back. So I've got my fudge made. Just to speed it up, I actually stuck these in the freezer. Okay, so I'm just going to take this one out. This is the first one. This is the white chocolate, berries and nuts. Peel this back. Just doing this slow because I don't want to get any pieces of the parchment paper and anybody's bite of food. Slowly. That's going to be a bit of a pain right there. I can see right where it got stuck, right inside the fudge. But I will slice that and I will get that chunk out. It does happen. I say that's the one thing try not to do is when you're making food, especially to give as gifts, try not to have the fudge or, oh there I got it out, or whatever you're making get stuck inside your wax paper, parchment paper, tin foil, whatever you're using. But anyways, I'm gonna tip this upside down. It would be easier to slice this way. I'm just gonna cut it in half. Cut it in half and you can just see all the nuts and berries in the white chocolate. Now I would have preferred to put this in like my 9 or 8 pan, square pan, but all I could find was my loaf pan. So it's going to be a little bit thicker pieces, which sometimes it's a good thing if it's a little bit thicker pieces. You just have to make them smaller the other way. So I'm just going to cut this. It's just a little frozen in places, so it's kind of hard to cut. I'm just going to set this aside. I'm just going to start cutting chunks this way so you can see how nicely each piece is, each little piece will have its own amount of berries and nuts. Gonna look like that. And so what I do is I just take the muffin liners and I'll put one piece into each muffin liner and put it on in a container, single layer, and then put a piece of parchment paper over top and then another layer of fudge, parchment paper of the fudge. That's how I like to layer it and give them as gifts. I'm gonna set this one aside. I'm gonna grab this other cutting board I've got. And I'm going to cut out this is the Reese's peanut butter one. That was a lot easier to take off of that paper. It was a nicer, smoother way I had it, the pan covered. I'm just going to cut into this. this into a few chunks. So you can see how all the little Reese's Pieces have gone right through the whole peanut butter fudge like that. So I'm just going to, same thing, I'll cut these up into little squares. This is a little bit big. Probably cut this one in half. I like to cut them more into like bite size, like maybe 2 or 3 bites per square, like that. So I'm just going to cut these up and package them and to give as gifts. Again, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who subscribed to my channel and watching my videos. And I've got a whole bunch of comments and I've been trying to get caught up answering everybody's questions. And I just look forward to seeing you all in my next videos. Bye.